Yes, people. We are back live. We are back live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube for another edition of Doing the Most, which during the summer window is the transfer show. Is the transfer show Premier League mainly, but we also talk about the major transfers and major transfer news in Europe as well. People, we got Ahmed in the building, Jez is in the building, Ryan is in the building as well, and this will be the last summer transfer window edition of Doing the Most, because from next week, well, this time next week, the Premier League game week 1 would have started. So we'll be back to how Doing the Most normally is, which is 5 categories. We look at all the Premier League action, pick from 5 different categories and run polls. So we discuss all the nominations, us 4 here, and everybody else in the comment section as well. Most unforgettable goal, most unpredicted result, most unacceptable error, most under the cosh manager, and most untouchable manager. So that'll be back game week 1 of the Premier League, because it starts this week. Actually, Friday, obviously the opening game, and then starts Friday with Burnley, Manchester City, and then ends Monday with Manchester United versus Wolves. People, but big up to everyone who's locked in. Hope you lot have enjoyed all the Sarcasm City TV specials as well. Obviously, that just happened this past week. Just did the last one earlier on with Saeed as well. But big up to all the content creators I had on. People, salute to all of them, and salute to you lot in the chat as always. But yeah, get any questions in regards to the transfer news, because a lot has gone on. Spurs rejecting the new bid for Harry Kane. Dusan Vlahovic potential swap deal going to Chelsea with Lukaku. With Chelsea trying to get rid of Lukaku. Another bid by Liverpool rejected for Lavia. Manchester United rejecting bids, according to reports, for both Harry Maguire and Scott McTominay, plus more. So there's a lot going on. Ahmed, what are you telling me though, first and foremost? You good?
Listen, man, I'm doing great, lovely, sensational, you name it. I mean, we'll keep it moving, man.
You already know. Ryan, what you saying, fam? You good?
Meh.
all right, let me change that. Outside of football, are you good?
Yeah, outside of football.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. Don't worry, we will start with your football club. Yes, Jez, what are you saying? Are you blessed?
Yeah, man, I'm good, man. Good to be back, fam. I know we just saw each other backstage, but bro, it feels like forever.
It does.
100%.
It does, because it's legit been 1 week. I feel like I've not seen you, man, in time, and it's only been 7 days. Like a couple of weeks ago, not last Monday, the Monday before, we legit did the show, and I would have seen you, man, during the week anyway. It's mad. It is crazy. But yeah, it's good to be back. Bump up the likes, people. Bump up the likes. Shout out Surfer in the Cut. Share across all the socials and subscribe to the channel Sarcasm City TV. Vitally important you do those 3 things, people. Hit that like button, bump up the likes. Please share this across all the social media apps you are active on, and subscribe to the channel Sarcasm City TV. We have recently gone past 7,500 subscribers, so we're closing in on 8K. But we'll go to Ryan's club, because when I asked him if he was okay, he was like meh. So we'll go there. I'm presuming I could be wrong, that he's talking about the Lavia situation with another bid being rejected, 3rd bid. So thoughts on it, Ahmed? Thoughts on it, Ryan? Sorry.
I mean, the Lavia thing is just like kind of part of the problem. Do you get what I mean? That's a symptom of the problem. Do you get what I mean?
Fez?
It's like we are literally it's Tuesday now, isn't it? Technically.
Yeah,
5 days away from the first Premier League game of the season, and we've signed 2 players. 2 players in this rebuild. That's true. Oh my! And we have no defensive midfielder. None. We played McAllister there today in pre-season.
What's Majetic? Is he not a DM?
I think he's more of an A, even though he can play DM. But he's just coming back from injury. He's not even played 1 minute of pre-season.
Oh, jeez, I didn't know that.
He's not played because he got injured in was it March? I think it was March.
Yeah,
and he
I remember
hasn't
he did
played
get
a minute
injured.
since.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, he ain't playing for a while. So we had to play McAllister there today. And I think apparently he did a really good job. But you want to be playing someone natural there at the end of the day. You want to be playing a natural defensive midfielder at the end of the day. And look, I've seen people blaming Klopp for this, and I'm like, Klopp is actually the last person I can blame for this summer. He's literally, I could blame him for last summer. Last summer's a different conversation. I fully blame Klopp for what happened last summer, because that was on him. But this summer, how is he at fault when he's literally identified every position that we need at the beginning of the window, and yet he's not getting what he wants?
Yeah.
How is that on him? He said he wants midfielders. He said he wants a defender, yet he's not getting them yet. How is that on Jurgen Klopp? I was having a debate with someone on Twitter just before, because Klopp said after the game today that we have to find a formation for the Chelsea game, not for the full season. So because he knows that he hasn't got the personnel to play the system for the Chelsea game that he wants to, he has to find a new formation. I'm like, people are blaming Klopp for like, oh, but you've had so much time to work on this formation. Well, he's probably had it in his head that we'd get Lavia in for the Chelsea game. So how is that his fault? You think Jurgen Klopp's involved in negotiations for Nat Lavia? No, he's not. He's in charge of the players that are on the pitch. Like, honestly, it's just stupid, man. I can't even blame him at all this summer. It's the board. It's FSG, and it's that fucking idiot Schmacker as well. I told Ram, if you're watching, I told you, Tom Little. I told you all these.
Wait, who? Before you carry on, who? What's the name of the guy? Say the guy's name again. Right. What is his role at Liverpool? Is he
He's that temporary sporting director.
Okay,
gave 3 months to.
First. All right, go on, carry on.
This guy is the biggest fraud I've ever seen in my life. I hate him. Like, I genuinely despise him, innit? I can't stand the sight of him. Like, he sickens me when I look at him. Oh my, I hate him.
Jesus
Christ. I know, I detest him. Like, it's personal with him now. Literally, he's stressing me out. Like, he's the worst sporting director I've ever seen in my whole entire life, innit? He's that bad, man. Like, I thought Julian Ward was bad. Bro, give me Julian Ward back right now, innit? He's miles clear of this fraud, man. Like, genuinely.
Oh, he just came in, bro. You gotta give him a
job. Man. Man's violating him like shit.
Bro,
Liverpool, just came in, bro.
The guy's, this guy spends all of his time in Ibiza, bro. What the fuck? On his computer in Ibiza, bro. Like, this guy is useless. Literally, like, you know, and I was telling Ram, I was telling Tom Little, this guy's a fraud for ages, and these guys were defending him. I was like, what are you defending this guy for? Literally, like, honestly, we used to get deals done over the years quickly, innit? Like, we would never have a drawn-out transfer saga like this Lavia thing. When would we ever have Can you think of a saga Liverpool have had in the last few years that had involved 3 rejected bids?
True.
3 rejected bids.
Right. You're right.
Like, if this was Michael Edwards or even Julian Ward in charge of us right now, this Lavia deal would be done. Like, it would be done. Lavia would be a Liverpool player right now. This guy cannot negotiate to save his fucking life, bro. He can't get the better of a championship fucking club, bro. It's pathetic. And now we're probably look. I don't even know what's going to happen with Lavia. We might get him. We might not get him. I don't really.
I think you get him. I think you get Lavia.
I don't even know what to think anymore, to be honest with you, with this club. Like, it's 50-50 in my opinion. I know for a fact a 4th bid went in earlier on today. After the 3rd bid, I know for a fact a 4th bid went in.
Because you're only 5 million apart. Is it 5 million? 150, and you're offering like 45.
4 million apart, actually.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're gonna get that. You're gonna get that.
I don't know. Because then there was rumors. Because Paul Joyce said that Southampton are now looking for over 50 million, and I'm like, people. And then I saw people. Oh, Southampton, why are they being pricks like that? I'm like, we've given them the chance to do that. If we actually did this deal properly, we wouldn't have had to pay. We would have got this deal over the line. We wouldn't have had to pay 50 mil for him. If we'd have acted quicker and not spent 1 week putting in a new bid every fucking week. It's our own fault if Southampton want over 50 million now, because it's getting towards the end of the transfer window. Naturally, prices are going to go up for players at the end of the day. So it's our own fault for that at the end of the day. And it's not Southampton's. It's honestly this Schmacker guy. This guy cannot negotiate. I said it, bro. He's been getting credit for things that he shouldn't be getting credit for this summer. McAllister was not him. McAllister was all Julian Ward. That deal just got announced while Schmacker was in charge.
Can I ask you a question, Ryan? Quickly, just because what I'm not understanding is is that Southampton have put a price. They put a price there, bro. They said 50 M's.
I know, bro. You don't have to tell me. You don't have to tell me, brother.
But like, listen, the director of football, he gets his directive from your ownership. So if your ownership is like, listen, try to get it down cheaper, and it's not possible to get it cheaper, and they're standing firm on their price, then you have to pay the 50.
But then he should have known this earlier. He should have known this. This saga's been going on for weeks. He should have known this, bro.
But if your employer is the one that's telling you, try to get it down as much as possible.
Bro, FSG ain't telling that guy anything, bro. Do you think they're caring about a Lavia deal? They probably don't even know who Lavia is, bro. Let's be real.
They do care about the price, I think. I do believe they do.
Hey,
care
the
about
model they put in. You know what? They don't care. They don't care who Lavia is, but you know what they're gonna care when they're gonna see minus 50. This is what they're gonna care.
Yeah.
But they're willing to see minus 50. But No, they don't want to see minus 50, but they're willing to see minus 47. Make that make sense.
I don't. This is the weird thing.
Make that make sense.
But this is the thing. But you know what? You know what is here.
Make that make sense.
And this
Like,
this
go
comes
on,
from
Jez.
somebody. This comes from somebody who has an ownership as well. Who, my owner's in prison. So it's like,
Yeah, that's wild.
So I'm saying,
That's wild.
so
That is wild.
I was saying like these guys care if they can save like a 1 mil, 2 mil, and shit like that. Like, that Fabinho money where they're talking, it's going to be used for the Lavia deal. But they took that money ASAP. I don't know where.
But bro, the thing is with Liverpool is that the funds are actually there to buy Lavia. There's more than 50 mil available to buy Lavia. It's the fact that this stupid club doesn't want to pay the 50 because they don't value him at it. But now you've put yourselves in a shit position now because we are literally 5 days away from the start of the Premier League season without a DM. You've put yourselves in this position where you really have to pay this 50 mil now. You ain't really got a choice anymore. Let's be real, because I don't even know who our alternative's going to be after this. There's links over that Brazilian kid, but like they don't even want to sell him this window. So what's the point? Like,
they want to keep him.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't even know if he's a good player or not, because I'm not going to lie. Like,
it's definitely a good potential right there, and a good alternative if Lavia, but like you said, like they want to keep him because their season doesn't until January.
Yeah, they're in that Copa their version of Champions League, innit?
Yeah. So they have the whole tournament going on in Spurs, so no chance even unless you pay extra, which I don't think you would actually do, innit?
Yeah.
One thing I would say quickly, yeah. You know what Liverpool are doing? They're making Arsene Wenger look like he was frivolous when he was paying that 40 million plus £1, bro. Because the way you guys are moving, it's crazy, bro. You're acting like you got nothing inside the wallet. You know what I'm saying? No money inside the wallet, but you got money to pay. So let's spend.
You know what they're doing, fam? You're missing like 10p at the corner shop, and it's like, the boss man is just allowing you from like, okay, you know what, think it can be next time.
Been there.
It's like, another problem I got with this stupid club as well.
Talk about this is what this show is about. Well, not just this show, but people getting stuff off their chest. Floor's yours, Ryan. Going. I didn't even know this was a thing. Go on.
Why is it that we can only work on one transfer at a time? One transfer. I just saw Chelsea, right? By Robert Sanchez and Disasi pretty much together. Okay, I don't really rate those two players, but they spent significant money on two players at the same time. I saw Arsenal get Declan Rice and Jurriën Timber at the same time. Two big signings. Why is it that we can only work on one transfer at one time? It's so stupid. And now we've left ourselves light. We're unprepared for the season. Oh my days! I hate
you like in the chat,
club,
jokers. Genuinely. I see you, by the way, you man in the chat. Sorry, carry on.
I genuinely hate this club, bro. Like, honestly, like.
Listen,
and this Schmacker guy, bro, like, honestly, this guy cannot negotiate to save his life, bro. Leipzig, we got Szoboszlai in it. Cool, great signing. This guy couldn't even negotiate a good deal with them, bro. Like, he couldn't negotiate payment structure, bro. Bear in mind, we have a great Liverpool. It's well known Liverpool have a great relationship with Leipzig, innit? They have and we gave them Carvalho a week earlier to probably sweeten the deal, innit? And yet this guy, we ended up having to pay the full release clause. So clearly this guy cannot negotiate in it to save his life. And now he can't even get a championship player, bro, properly. Like, this guy is so useless, man. I can't wait until that 3 months.
Was it not a release clause for Szoboszlai? Was it a release clause? Right?
But Liverpool, but he tried to negotiate with Leipzig for like 60 mil, but basically pay, installments, everything like that.
Yeah, that's just
and he couldn't even do that. Bear in mind, we have a great relationship with Leipzig. We gave them Carvalho the week before, and he still couldn't do that. I'm telling you, if Michael Edwards or Julian Ward was in charge, bro, they would have done it, bro. They would have this Lavia deal sorted by now, innit? But this guy can't. Oh my days!
But the thing is, I think I get your I do understand your frustration in not having Lavia in the side already, because Lavia should be a Liverpool player, and I think he will, of course. Yeah. But because of your lack of not even lack of the quality there, but just lack of bodies there. Because like you said, Bajetic, who you think is about 8, so you technically don't have a 6, and it's kind of like you and Chelsea in the same boat. And even then,
he's built like a stick anyway, bro. Like, I ain't trusting that guy. I think he's a good player, but he's not ready.
Then I hear you. It's going to be that Gallagher versus Bajek battle of the sixes at the bridge. We will
Bro,
be there,
like I said,
people.
Bajek, he's not
We
playing.
won't be there.
He's not playing.
So who's
bro.
going to be your? Who do you think's your midfield three going to be in that opening game?
Bro, I don't even know if it's going to be
Hey,
a
they're
midfield
gonna-
three,
they're gonna-
bro.
they're gonna
I don't
stick
know what
Trent-
formation we're playing.
Nah,
gonna
you'll
stick
play
What
for
Ritchie
3-3.
said after
Trent
the
in
game,
six.
we have to make up a new formation for this Chelsea game.
All right, okay, all right. Let's clarify. What midfielders do you currently have available? You got McAllister, you got Shabazz, and who's the rest?
Like,
Yeah.
Curtis Jones was actually injured for today, but I'm not sure how severe it is, to be honest.
Okay, so
let's
we
just
have
say,
Jones.
for instance, he's
Yeah.
available.
Yeah, so let's say
I
Jones.
think
Who
Thiago
else?
could make the bench maybe because I think he's
Okay,
back in
Thiago's
training.
4. All right, go on.
Do I even count Harvey Elliott? No, I have to because he's
Yeah,
gonna
5. He's a
play there if he
midfielder.
plays,
All right,
so-
so that's 5. I'm going. And so they're the 5 midfielders.
I
Is
think
anyone
that's
else?
it. I think that's it because I don't think Bajkotic will make it back.
Hey,
for
to be
that
fair, I
game.
did
I don't
see
think he'll be
Gakpo
in the
playing
squad.
in midfield too.
It might be a Gakpo thing. Gakpo McAllister. Hey, it might be Gakpo.
But this
versus
is the
Gallagher.
problem, bro.
You know what
Like,
I'm
I
saying?
don't want to see
In
players
midfield,
like
man.
I don't want to see McAllister already getting used to this wrong position.
I
Because
hear
our
you.
new sign, I don't want to see
I get
Gakpo
you.
played as a
Or you
midfielder.
could-
I want to see him play as a false 9, bro. Like,
Yeah, okay. You.
really, man.
Or you could just play Trent in the 6. Fuck it.
That's the worst
could be
thing
a
that
trend
could happen, bro.
I'll say
That's
Trent-
the
Trent
worst
six.
thing that could happen.
Wow.
But
You
I
man
don't
are
think
really
that
like.
happens, innit?
Hey, we're gonna get onto your club. I don't know why you rubbing your hands. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying? You got
hey,
their
hey,
I
issues.
don't know why he's
You
rubbing
got
his
their
hands, but
issues.
Hey,
You-
I had
you-
Trent
you
6, you know what I'm
said
saying?
that.
I got
Flawless,
hungry when I heard Trent 6, you know what I'm saying? I had cash money, you know what I'm saying? Barbecue
But
chicken.
Flawless,
You know what I'm
do you
saying?
know
I had
how
a
bad
real-
Chelsea are, yeah? We
Go on.
literally do not have a defensive midfielder, and I'm still confident we beat them on Sunday.
Oh, I
We
get
never
that.
beat
Just because I
us.
think we're
As-
less...
We've
as
never
much-
just
beaten
because,
us.
As much as it pains me to admit, I actually agree with you, Ryan. And that
They
really
have
does.
listen, Flawless. They have
I
not beaten us.
hear the record, fam. I hear the records. I'm just
Record
looking at
online.
both teams. Bear in mind, I would
I just
prefer
think
you
we're
lot
in
to
less
win.
of a
Don't get
mess.
mistaken. I prefer you lot to win. I can't
have-
stand them. I prefer you
argue.
lot to win. But I look at both teams, and one thing they can do
Is
without
goals.
doubt is score more goals. They can outscore
But
you.
we have a better defense than they do.
You
We
do have a better defense than them. You do.
So,
I agree with that. Yes.
Congratulations,
We can
but
meet.
your attack doesn't scare me at all, bro.
Bro,
I'll
that's
be
because
real.
you listen.
Yeah,
I
but
don't
to
think
be
we're gonna
fair,
win.
Attack is
Chelsea
scary,
can
bro.
say the opposite. They have the strong defense then.
Yeah.
Hey,
Chelsea
before we
can
can, hey,
Yeah,
before we
they've also
continue,
got a
people,
hologram in there.
can you tell the Premier League season is almost upon us?
Hey,
You
come
hear this,
on.
people? We're back at it, man. You hear this? People taking shots. This happened at
Listen.
Battle of the North earlier. Man, them taking shots. This happened on Doing the Most. Like all this transfer window conversation is soon to be out the
And you
window.
know what's crazy? You know what's
Yeah, go on.
crazy, yeah? If you play
Go on.
actually played the midfield that I want of Santos Enzo, bro, their midfield is cooked, bro. We're handling them.
Who's in
midfield.
10? Who's in
Santos, bro.
wait. Who's in the 10 for you? Look.
It's gonna-
It's gonna be Gallagher or it's gonna be.
It's me, Gallagher, bro.
No, I think we're gonna have to change formation. Actually, we're gonna have to change formation. Actually,
So what do you think
It'll
the formation is going to be?
It'll be instead of 4-2-3-1, it'll be 4-3-3. You have Santos
Okay.
as the base, probably. You don't
Six.
have Enzo 8, and then you have Chukwemeka as the other 8, probably. That's probably what's gonna
Okay.
happen.
Fair,
Or
fair,
Gallagher
fair.
will probably be the other 8, probably something
Yeah.
like that. That's what's probably gonna happen.
Bear in
First.
mind, I need to say this with our defense as well. Like, yeah, our
Yeah,
defense
go on.
hasn't been great, but if you look at the goals we conceded over pre-season, they've all pretty much come when we've been playing either one of Gomez, Matip, or Tsimikas at the back, innit? Like when we played Robertson, but even though Robertson has looked pretty shit this pre-season, I ain't gonna lie. But even when we played Robertson, Konate, Van Dijk as and Trent as the defense, we haven't really conceded any goals, to be honest. And that's gonna be our first choice defense on Sunday. So like, yeah. Even though, but we do need a centre back because if any of them get injured or anything, then we're really fucked in it.
To be fair, though,
Eddie, wait, before you go, Eddie, you've been taking liberties in the chat the whole time. You're a hilarious guy. I swear on my life. Go on, just carry on. Eddie just been cracking me up the entire stream. You're this guy. Go on,
I saw
Sorry,
a
Jess.
couple of moments. I saw a couple.
Eddie just been taking shots. You know the season's back, yo. Eddie jumped in, said bless, and then every other comment, this guy been taking shots at everybody. Yeah, go on, Jess. Sorry.
But to be fair, because I did watch the Bayern Munich game when all these guys were playing, and bro, Klopp is playing the highest, bro. Klopp is playing the highest high line that I've ever seen.
I know,
with
bro.
those
That's
six.
one thing.
And I'll be real. When I see guys like Jackson ball up top and when Mudryk, they can run in behind, even if you don't think they're as clinical or as like a strike force are somewhat scary. They got the pace to get in behind, and that's a fact. So it's like for me, like I can't like this game is actually like Surfer said in the chat from they might as well both have to play like hoofball. Like
It's gonna be.
just ignore the midfield. Just ignore the midfield play from the sides.
Listen, I was watching that.
One thing I don't think it will be, despite who you think is win. I
nil-nil.
don't think it'll be a dull affair. I don't think it'll be. I don't think it will be a dull affair. Because both teams have strengths that are obvious, and both teams have glaring weaknesses. That's what's going to make this such an intriguing game. 100%.
I've said this before, man. It's probably going to end in a draw, like it always does. Probably be like 1-1 or 2-2. That's probably what the most likely scenario is going to be between Chelsea and Liverpool. It's been like that for the last few years.
It could be like that game we played a couple of years ago at the Bridge when we went 2-0 up and then Kovacic scored that goal. Yeah,
quite literally. That's probably
it could be like that. To be fair,
that's what I probably see is going to happen. We may probably bring in Caicedo before then, but even if we don't, at the end of the day, man, I think the speed.
Oh, if you get Caicedo in before that, you've won. Like I'll say that straight. Like if you get Caicedo in for that
game,
they
ain't getting Caicedo in before that.
But the reality,
still got to be
registered. I'm saying if they do,
but you have to be registered. Only has to be registered for us by Friday, 12 p.m.
So, is it Friday? Oh, okay, all right. Then you have a shot.
You have to wait for the next. Then you have to wait for the next registered period.
Yeah,
okay,
so,
all right, fair.
So even if we do bring him in, probably what's going to happen is that I don't think Poch will probably start him though. Knowing Poch. So listen, at the end of the day, man, we've got a better defense in my opinion. Yes, the keeper's cheeks. I will always maintain that. Let's not get that twisted. But watching the Borussia Dortmund game, in my opinion, literally we had no midfield. Gallagher was just doing random interceptions and then just going straight into attack mode. So it'll probably be something similar to that. The person that can make more interceptions in midfield probably win that game. But going forward, man, we're discussing Liverpool. Obviously, I know you wanted a centre back, Ryan. Do you think we're going to get a backup centre back?
I think we'll get one, but I just don't have a clue who it's going to be. And I'm worried that it's going to be a similar situation. Like, I feel like it's going to be like the defensive form of Arthur Melo or something, like a panic buy on deadline day on loan.
To be fair,
some shit centre back or something.
We are selling Davinson Sanchez and Japet Tanganga, so.
I literally feel it's going to be some shit Arthur Melo type signing, like genuinely.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. Davinson Sanchez or Japet Tanganga.
I think you rated Tanganga.
Huh?
I thought Tottenham fans rated Tanganga.
Yeah, but when Nuno was the manager, I'm like, and when we went in Gata, bro, we started when Nuno took over the first game. I think Wings started midfield against City. Like, bro, we were in the fucking gutter, bro. Like, so
crazy. Hey, love to everyone who's locked in. Over 50 people watching right now. Continue to bump up the likes. Only at 30 likes. Like check 1212. Let's get up to 50 likes, people. Let's add 20 onto that. Subscribe to the channel Sarcasm City TV. Make sure you subscribe to Ahmed's channel at the Bridge.
I'm almost at 390, man. Almost at 390.
There we go. So we're gonna get him to 400 subscribers. That's the aim, people. I'm gonna add his link to the title in terms of his channel, but we'll move on to Chelsea, even though we were slightly discussing them there in regards to a lot going on with your football club. Vlahovic potentially on his way. Swap deal for Lukaku. Obviously, you've got the Caicedo saga that continues as well. But we'll start with Vlahovic. Where are you? Because me and you actually haven't spoken on this. So where are you at with that, Ahmed? Are you a fan of Vlahovic? Are you saying do whatever it takes to get rid of Lukaku? Your viewpoint. What's your views?
I'll start with Vlahovic. I unironically, at the beginning of the transfer window, when I started my YouTube channel, one of the first videos I did was on Vlahovic, like Sky Report. And I said at the time that this guy, I don't want him. I'm sorry.
You don't want Vlahovic? Okay, what is it? How come you don't want him?
So when I actually did when I did the research on him, was watching a few videos of him in game, something that I saw, like, yes, he's a great shooter. In the box, he's very good. Don't get it twisted. But like in transition, like for some reason, he almost loses speed. Like he stopped the transition from happening. He's not a great passer from what I've seen from him so far. And he's also like a confident striker. And like we had Timo Werner, who was a confident striker, like a major confident striker. And we saw what happened there. You know what I'm saying, boss man? And at the end of the day, when it comes to Vlahovic, it depends on Lukaku, I would say. So when it comes to Lukaku, apparently one of the news that came out today from Simon Johnson it was one of the principal Chelsea reporter for the Athletic. He basically came out to say that the club have been trying to egg Lukaku onto Saudi Arabia, but delusionally speaking, Lukaku thinks of himself as one of the best strikers in Europe, and that's why he doesn't want to go to Saudi Arabia. You get me? So that's why. So we've not been able to sell him, but obviously with this Juventus situation, we clearly, like, I know that there's been reports saying that, it's up to Pochettino, it's up to this and that. The reality situation is probably, and what's going to happen is the club want to get Lukaku out as soon as possible. They see him as a toxic asset anyway. Sending him over to them.
See him as
Sending
a
him over.
toxic asset. That's hilarious. Go on.
Sending him to Juventus and bringing in Vlahovic. At least a Vlahovic, if you don't spend too much money, get 25-30 million as the price you pay for him, plus Lukaku, you can flip it for 40 million at the very least. You know what I'm saying? So the club can do good business there.
Okay.
And even if he turns out a very good player, we've got someone to challenge. We've got someone to challenge him. What's it called? Nicolas Jackson with anyway. And it also seems that Pochettino wants a striker. It's been come out today that he wants a striker. That's what's come out today.
Surprise! Hey, I just want to say surprise, bloody surprise. For those that were on Casually FC for that 2K subscriber part, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Ironically, Vlahovic was the man I named, didn't it? All this talk about Chelsea's attack.
Wait, what are you going on about?
Why does you missed it? But why does he want Vlahovic? There's a reason for that. Poch is a very intelligent manager. Because basically I was on there, shout out to Russian, me and him was going back and forth. I was behind enemy lines. I forgot I was on a Chelsea channel, the Chelsea panelist and the Chelsea chat. And I basically said their attack ain't the best. And then it all like, not kicked off in a bad way, people, because we're all cool, don't get mistaken, but there was a debate about it. And I was just saying how, like, their attack's not good.
The reality is
their attack isn't good, though. Like,
exactly my point. And I said there's and ironically, before they went in for Vlahovic, he was the guy I named, because I was like, Chelsea can't sign a Vlahovic, and then it changes everything. And the next day or 2 days later, they was linked with Vlahovic. I was like, Poch knows this. If Jackson was this Lord, if Jackson was this Lord and Savior, you're not going to get a senior striker. Because the fact let's call a spade a spade. And I know some Chelsea fans are crazy to think. To me, this is not crazy. If you sign Vlahovic, he's starting week in, week out.
Of course,
let's not get a mistake.
Of course,
but go on. Sorry, go on. Carry on.
Wow, so I'm here. I had a crazy take in it, but I'm gonna.
What's the crazy take? No.
I'm gonna continue, and then I'm gonna actually discuss the take. Cool. You know me. I'm head first always. But what the point I'm trying to make at the end of the day is, when it comes to the Vlahovic Lukaku stuff, it's probably gonna happen. It needs to happen. And I think the other thing we need to discuss is Broha. Obviously, he's coming back from that major ACL injury. I'm not sure. Obviously, we don't know if Pochettino likes him or not. He may do, he may not. But the problem is with him, he's still recovering, right? And there's obviously been major rumors about West Ham still being interested in Broha. So there's possibility that he may be going on loan. And also now, in Cuckoo news, there's no one competing with Jackson at the end of the day. Jackson is a good player, but at the same time, he's still gonna take that brother time to develop. He's not a starting striker. You know what I'm saying? I know that Chelsea fans, I myself have been hyping him up a lot from what I've seen from preseason, but he still needs time to develop. You know what I'm saying? Yes, he may be looking good right now, but of course, there's going to be highs and lows in any young player's career at the start of his time as a striker, right? So bringing the Vlahovic is good competition, and if maybe he's not doing great, you always have Vlahovic that you can bring in as well. So at the end of the day, it's good and healthy competition. I don't think Vlahovic necessarily starts straight away, though. That's the thing for me. I think
that. Not straight away, but I think he gets his spot. But go on, carry on.
Okay, then that's he. Okay, so then I can agree with you. Maybe it may be a case that he might be better than him, and then they obviously, I'm saying I can understand that for me personally. But at the end of the day, man, when it comes to our own strike force, you've obviously got Mudryk, still needs to be developing as a player. Don't get it twisted. He still needs time. You got Madueke. He's not even playing to he's got an injury, you get me?
Has he been injured? Okay, I did not know that.
He had like a muscle tightness. He's come back from it in the Chicago game at BVB, but he hasn't played still, so he's not even match fit yet. Yeah. You've obviously got Ian Maatsen, who's been playing really well as well. Let's not get that twisted. Rumors that most likely going to have to be bringing in Olise now. That's the man we're bringing into the football club. Good player, great talent, but he's also injured. You obviously got Raheem Sterling. There's a lot of words that I could use. I've got a lot of nicknames for him, but as a respectful fan, I'm just gonna say he's not cooking right now. That's what I'm saying. So we're gonna move on that one. And Ian Maatsen has been playing very well. You got Chukwuemeka that's been trying. The club have been experimenting as a 10, but he's not really a 10 for me. He's an 8. So it is what it is there. Yes. But the strike force right now is very young. We need to bring in my opinion, one more player. That's just my thoughts. Obviously, in Nkunku news, you have to bring in another 10, in my opinion, that's going to be ready to start.
Get to that. And Nkunku out for how long? Is he out for?
Around about 2 to 3 months. That's the rumor right now. 2 to 3 months.
So that's August, September, maybe October. So we may see him November. So it's October, November. We're looking at seeing him.
Even October, it might be mid October to like early November when we see him at the earliest. You get me? So he's not looking good, bro. That's what I'm trying to make the point. He's going to miss a third of the season.
Yeah, jeez. Yeah, that is
Do,
that.
do you want Luis Diaz? I'll give you him if you want.
Oh my days.
Luis, are you seriously saying to me you don't rate Luis Diaz right now? This guy's
Nah,
cooked, man.
I'm not a fan of him still. I can't even.
Wait, Diaz, that's like your club. You don't rate Diaz.
Yeah, Tom
Why?
No,
Cruise,
I-
All right,
yes.
he
this is
annoys,
going
he
on. Before
annoys
you
me,
continue, shout out to Surfer as well. You lot, make sure you subscribe to Casually FC. Of course, you see Surfer, Ahmed,
Casually.
Marshall doing great work over there. Go subscribe to Casually FC right now and subscribe to Ahmed's channel. The link's in the title. Let's get him to 400 subscribers before this stream ends at the bridge 258.
Put
Yeah,
the
go
link
on.
in
This
the
this
chat.
this is
Go
a new
and
one.
show
You know the season's back. You know what I'm saying? When we getting a hot take from Ryan. I didn't know you don't rate Diaz going. I'm not even gonna argue you
bro.
now.
Like,
Why don't you rate Diaz going? What is it?
I say he'll fit in at Chelsea, innit? He's one of these dribble merchants who doesn't have any productivity in the final third, innit? Like, he'll fit in at Chelsea, innit? He's the Colombian João Felix, bro. I'm telling you, fam. Like, genuinely, he just annoys me, bro. Like, he's annoyed. Like, when I watch him play, he's just dribble, and then just does nothing in the final third, bro. He's got no productivity. His decision making's crap. Like, and he's been like this for a while, man. He doesn't have a clue how to play in our system. Like, genuinely, like, he just annoys me, bro. Genuinely, and he had 2 knee injuries last season, which I get it's not his fault, but still, it's a bit of a worry that as well. But it's mostly what he does on the pitch, like. He just runs into blind alleys most of the time as well. Like, a lot of our fans don't want to accept it because of all this Jogger Benito bullshit that they like to see in it, and because he's got a little bit of flair. But really, he ain't that good. I'll be real, bro. Like, he really isn't that good. Like, I'd even start Nunes ahead of him on the left. Genuinely,
Right, that's
at least Nunes will
I
actually
know
give
you're
me
not a
some.
fan of Nunes. I know.
Yeah, exactly. Because at least Nunes will actually give me some productivity in the final third sometimes. Do you get what I mean? Like, Diaz just doesn't, bro.
Until he starts being inconsistently asking for Lewis to be back in.
Yeah, like, because the thing is with Diaz, I don't know his numbers, but you may have a point still. We may have been,
bro, if
myself
you're watching,
included,
bro,
in terms
he's
of his
so
actual
bad
numbers.
in the final third.
Because he's
been
bright,
like this
but
for a
obviously
while.
I get you.
That's why you know when there were rumors a few weeks ago of a Saudi club coming in for him, I was like, if they bid like big money, I wouldn't mind seeing them cash in, bro. Genuinely, because I don't think he's anywhere near as good as what our fans make out. Genuinely,
he is something different though in your attack, is what I'd say. He offers something that your other
different
players
in
don't.
our attack. But what's the point if you're not being productive with it?
That's where I'd give him a season to, because how long has he been at Liverpool now? Is that a season? Is this his second season?
It was a
1.5. So this is his 3rd season go now.
Oh,
this will be his second full season. It was.
Yeah, this is his second full season, and he got injured.
People massively overhyped. You know, before he got I think he got injured last October, I think, against Arsenal, innit? And people were saying before that, oh, he's been our best player and stuff. I'm like, bro, he was being massively overhyped before that injury. I'm telling you, last season, like, because he scored that goal against Palace and shit. Bro, the guy had way more bad games than good. Like, people don't want to accept that. I remember those games. He had way more bad games than good. It's like, you were in the same role as everyone else. It's like, you were not performing for our team. Literally, you were not performing for our team. And yet, honestly, because people just like watching him, because he can be exciting sometimes, that's why people love him, bro. But literally, I don't see it, bro. Most of the time, he's running down blind alleys anyway.
You know that guy was like cooking for you when Liverpool were down last season, right?
No, he wasn't. I just said he wasn't.
Oh, you talking about the season before? You talking about the season before, Ahmed?
Yeah, it was a season what they were none of the man them Salah wasn't cooking. It was
and you're talking about the season before he got
injured. You told me when he came in first.
Yeah, when he came in first, I can't lie, he was all right. Even though he wasn't that productive, he did have an impact in that season. I'll give him credit, but like the season we almost won the quad when he came in. But last season, bro, Ahmed, he wasn't good. Even before the injury, he wasn't good. He was having way more bad games than good.
I don't think none of the Liverpool players were good to a certain level, to be honest.
I agree, but people act like he was doing really, really well for us. He wasn't. That's where he just gets massively overrated by this fan base.
Yeah, but then again, it's because of the type of player he is. On the eye, it looks like he's doing something, but realistically, he's not really introducing to anything. But obviously, fans will always appreciate a player more if he's also trying to affect the game. And it is what it is. But this is.
But it's not only what it's also his role in the system. I don't think he understands what we expect from our left winger, innit? His off the ball movement isn't great. He doesn't make enough runs. Like,
Well, this is something for club to work on.
I think you're being a bit, because I've just went to check his numbers, because you do have a point in terms of productivity. I don't know about assists. So can someone let me know how many assists he got in terms of his 2 seasons? Well, he got 4 goals the season just gone, and 4 goals before that. However,
bear in mind, 2 of those goals came in a 9-0 against Bournemouth.
Yeah. He has only played 30 matches for you, though. So that's why I think you're being a little bit harsh, because the sample size is not the greatest. I don't think 13. Same way if he'd been sensational for 17 games and 13 games in these past 2 seasons, and someone was like, he's world class, he's this, that, and the third. I think you need more. This is just me personally. Than 30 games. I think this coming season you can look at him and assess him properly. Bear in mind, it is only his second full season.
I'm not like actively looking to sell him. I'm not like actively, oh my days, this guy needs to go and stuff. I'm like, if a good offer came in, I'm taking it. Do you get what I mean?
I'd give him, because of the attributes he has, I would give him this season to go, all right.
This season's big for him, by the way.
Season. Yes.
This season, the pressure's on him. I don't care what anyone says.
Yeah, no, that's fair. 100%. Because if you're at Liverpool, yes, your numbers need to get more. I don't know about his assists. Like I said, I don't know them numbers, but he definitely needs to get
like, at the time when these guys had Nunes, when Nunes just came into the club, he was not cooking, bro. It was Diaz that was stepping up to the plate.
Oh yeah, I think Ryan's being. Don't get me mistaken. I think Ryan is being harsh in terms of his overall opinion on him.
He wasn't that good. Trust me, I remember. I watched every single one of our games. He had way more bad games than good. Way more.
I think it's one of them positions, though, in terms of wingers. That's wingers for you. Apart from the elite of the elite, I always, what's the word I'm looking for? I look at wingers different, because that is just a position where players are going to be. It seems to be the most inconsistent in terms of position. It's not the most. People are not the most consistent. Yeah, go on.
Because the ones that are actually getting rated are the ones that actually can put up the numbers as well as the performances. Because I feel like these days, if you're a winger, performances are not really going to be alone enough to affect games these days. Like, you have to also put up the numbers as well if you really wanted to put an effect as a winger. I feel like before that, you had your striker through the middle score and like header goals, and all you had to do is just create chaos and just be able to the striker to have space to go and score goals. But no, the expectation in which Liverpool system used to be all the time is both wingers scoring goals. Salah's obviously doing it, but Diaz is not doing it. Nunes is going to a certain level. Obviously, Jota.
But do you know what it is, Jez? It's like, I look at our attackers, and I think I said this on a previous stream. We've got 5, so Salah, Gakpo, Nunes, Diaz, Jota. I look at 4 of them and I say, injuries permitted, let's say they play enough games and they've got a good injury record next season and stuff. I look at 4 of them and I think they can get double-digit goals in the Premier League next season. Salah, obviously. Gakpo got 7 Premier League goals in half a season last season. That was whilst, having a pretty rough start at the club. Coming into a new league, playing a completely new role which he's never played before in an underperforming team, and still got 7 goals from February onwards. If you double that, he gets around 15, so that's double digits. Jota has already got 15 league goals in a season for us before, and Nunes got 9 last season, and I'm not even a fan of him, but you presume he
can get double figures
as well. So that's 4 players that stated in our team that can get double figure goals in the Prem for us next season. Who's the only one that isn't? Diaz.
Yeah. Right. But then that's a question of how Diaz is going to be used, because I don't think Diaz is going to be used as a starter. So therefore, you don't need to look at him and view him and expect starter numbers from him. He's an impact player off the bench. Off the bench, that's where Diaz is best to me where he has him off the bench as a squad player is cool. You don't need, if he's starting, you need 15 to 20 goals from him. If he's not starting, which I'm presuming he's not, with the attributes he has and him being direct and being exciting, and like you said, Yoga Benito, you could get 8 goals from him in the Premier League.
Yeah, I think you can get 8. I think you can get 8.
That's the option. That's good offer as a bench player. Any of us would take that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even sure some of our starters will get 8. So 8 from as a Manchester United fan, and I know I'm really convinced his starters are gonna get 8. You know what I'm saying? And that. Like, so
it is interesting to see how Klopp finds the right combination of the front 3, to be honest, because obviously because we got so many options there at the end of the day. Salah's always going to be at the right, obviously. It depends if you play false 9, because obviously if you play false 9, then it has to be Gakpo. I'm really excited for Gakpo next season, innit? Apart from our new signings, he's actually the player I'm most excited to see, because I think he's going to have because I think he's quality, man. Genuinely, I think he's absolute quality. And so if you play Gakpo false 9, who's going to be dropping deep, facilitating, then I think on the left you need someone who's going to get you goals, and that has to be Jota or Nunes, to be honest with you, not Diaz. So yeah, that's the way. That's the way I
that's
kind of
fair.
see it, to be honest. Like
And-
I
and-
don't think Salah,
Go on.
Gakpo, Diaz works as a front three, in my opinion. Well,
Oh, this guy, man.
Yes.
Eddie,
I
And,
don't-
and switching
I
back.
don't
Shout out to
think
Eddie. We're gonna get to that after.
No.
Shout out to Eddie though.
Okay. I'm just saying, man. Eddie,
Shout out to
you
Eddie.
need to lay off the weed, man. Stay off the weed, man. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Eddie.
Yeah, right
Eddie,
now,
you
man.
said Neymar to OT. It was written with the sauce. Big up to Eddie every single. But we're going back to Chelsea. Going back to Chelsea, obviously we discussed Vlahovic, Lukaku potentially leaving as well. Injuries to Nkunku. Look how funny this guy thinks he is. Caicedo. Let me ask you, Ahmed, because we haven't spoken on this. Another bid in since we've done a last show, this is the last doing the most, has been rejected. Do you think the deal gets done?
Yes.
You think the deal gets done? Okay.
Literally,
why?
the deal was going to get done. It's just that Chelsea are trying to do the same shit they did with Enzo Fernandez. Just haggling, and then they're going to have to pay out the money. Literally, it's really 100 million of bust right now. Just pay the 100 M's. It's as simple as that, broski. Come on, man.
No, that's fair. Okay, that's fair. All right, hey, fair enough, family. You saying just pay the 100 M's, get him, and then you're good to go pretty much. And then you said you want to see one more attacker as well. All right, then that's fair enough. Jez, we'll go to you. Yeah, go on.
See this RC too. I'm actually relatively interested to see how he does. I'm fairly neutral on him. I think from what I've seen from him, he looks like a decent player. Works well. Listen, man, it's going to be, and I think it'll be a very good RCB cover at the end of the day. You probably have to play with the majority of the games anyway right now, considering on what's going on with Fafana and everything. But it will be very good player, decent cover, and at the end of the day, man, big up this RC. He looks like a very good player. Very good. Something I like about both him and Cole is that they're good at making deep line. They can almost act like deep line playmakers, making those passes towards the strikers to the wingers to cut through in midfield. So that's something that I really like about our centre backs right now. So I'm looking forward to that indeed. And then what did you say? Okay, anyway.
He said, Ahmed, don't worry about me. Worry about having Ms. Ukraine having a significant role in your attack. Hey, man,
listen, Mrs. Ukraine was actually cooking lately. You know, I said that speed boost,
Pre-season, man. Let's go.
No.
When he took that ball.
No, I'm not even hyping. I'm not even hyping up. I think from what I've seen, there's some development in this game at the very least, I would say. Potter's kind of like, I think, helps to understand how to use his pace a lot more as a weapon, I think, for me. That's something that I've noticed a lot more where he can, start with his pace, that a bit more better dribbling, making sure to pass and everything. Listen, I'm not too worried, man, at the end of the day when it comes to him. I actually think he will have a good start to the season, in my opinion.
All right, so big season for him. Big season for Mudryk, and we will be here watching people on Sarcasm City TV on the Twitch. We will be doing Chelsea, Liverpool, Spurs, Arsenal. You will see we'll be doing a lot of watch-alongs. There'll be plenty of watch-alongs with those clips I mentioned on the Twitch.
The snitch, these men then are gonna start to work cash again. They're saying all the transfer spent 300 million. Listen, that's hard the money, man. We don't talk about money around about here.
No, we gonna get into that. But that's next season. You know what I'm saying? This season, we won't give you a blind, but next season, hey. Conversations.
Well, how much have they spent this summer so far?
I have no idea.
That's a good question. Not that much. It's not that much because they've been signing a lot of players.
They signed a lot of kids, that's why. They signed some Washington kid now from Brazil.
They signed Angelo Gabriel's teammate. Ew, it's hilarious.
Bear in mind, they'll end up paying like 95 mil for Caicedo as well.
Yeah, he'll be 100 M's. Then they got that
295
pivot, man.
Yeah.
Fuck it, they're going to put it in euros for him to put it up.
That's crazy.
No, they're going to put it in dollars.
That's just crazy. I rate Caicedo so highly, but like 100 M's for Caicedo's crazy, bro.
Hey, man, listen. I don't start with that, man.
I wouldn't pay any more. Personally, I rate Caicedo highly. I wouldn't pay more than 80 for him. I'll be real.
That's what the club wanted to do. They couldn't do it. And the reality is, it's the market. It's the seller's market, as Surf would say.
I can't like Caicedo handled it wrong in January, though. He should have got that gentleman's agreement in writing.
Exactly.
Like McAllister got it in writing before the World Cup.
Bro,
put it in a contract.
Why are people falling for this gentleman's like?
Gentleman's agreement, bro.
Like it's as if like Charlie Kane is as if like Charlie Kane is his fucking negotiator. Like, come on, bro. Like, no gentleman's agreement hype. You know what I'm saying? Like, why are people listening to that shit, bro? Like, for me, you stupid, fam. Like, if you fall for that shit, like, and you know what? Caicedo, him and his 15 siblings, they can hold them. They can hold them. So it's what it is from.
He should have done what McAllister did, Ahmed.
Man said
McAllister got it in
his money's
writing before the
50.
World Cup.
Do you know how
35 million
crazy
pound
that
release
sounds?
clause,
His
and
money's
then won the
50s.
World Cup.
It's crazy, you know.
Hey, bro, like it is what it is from. Like, if he would have gone to Chelsea, he would have gotten the pay rise and that. But you know what? He couldn't wait 6 months to get a pay rise. It's his fault, man. Oh man.
Yeah,
Actually, I
man,
just
listen.
looked at it. Chelsea spent. I'm looking at transfer market. So Chelsea spent, but it's in euros. It doesn't show me in pounds. So Chelsea spent 207 million euros on
Under
all the
60 million
transfers.
pounds, yeah. Under 60
Yeah, but
million
by the
pounds.
way, yeah, but because the Nkunku, for example, the Nkunku deal goes into this window.
Yeah, so it'll still be under 60 in pounds.
Yeah, on that, yeah, and also the Caicedo deal could put that to 260 potentially.
Mhm. Yep. Listen, man, at the end of the
Yeah, I
day,
was just
man.
gonna ask if Flawless froze there. Was it just me?
Yeah, man, the money Wi-Fi was kicking in there, you see me, so it's all right, man. But you know what, man? We've spoken a lot about Chelsea. We'll go on to you, Jez, bro, about Tottenham, bro. Well, obviously, Van der Ven has been signed. Are you happy with signing Van der Ven?
Yeah, bro. Obviously, Mandem in the chat now here as well. I watched a lot of Bundesliga. Obviously, I couldn't get too much to watch Wolfsburg because they haven't been like a great side, in it. But when I get to see, like, he was probably one of the only ones that actually went to watch these Wolfsburg games for, and I feel like he could be a good addition. I feel like we bought him more because of his upside, and also Tapsoba probably as an overall deal would have been just too expensive. Apparently, we're still chasing the deal. Obviously, a lot of things need to start moving for that to happen. But no, overall, I'm happy. Like, I feel like this is a good. He's in a good age, 6'4" as well, which will help with our height issues for corners. Even though his aerial stats aren't amazing, but I feel like aerial stats are overrated anyways because I think even if you go at Van Dijk's numbers or Guardiola's numbers, they're not even that high for aerial duels and stuff like that. So I think it's a good signing. He can improve a lot. And the thing that gives me the most confidence with that signing is that Ange wanted him at Celtic
Yeah,
last season.
definitely.
So he definitely knows about the player. And I think there's a plan in this system. So finally, we got a left-sided centre back. So I don't have to see Davis starting against Brentford. Dyer hasn't even been considered all pre-season. So
So
that
what's
looks
happening
good.
to that, brother? Is he just gonna be? Is he for sale, or is he just gonna be?
I feel like he's just gonna run out his contract unless they're trying to do some sneaky stuff where they're gonna just give him the contract all of a sudden out of nowhere, like three plus years, 3 more years of Dyer and that. And I hope that's not gonna happen, but nothing happened because I remember the contract talks after this last season ended was very strong and ever since went quiet. Maybe they're realizing that Ange doesn't want to use him at all, and it would be a waste to try to give him a new contract if the manager's not going to use him. Obviously, it looks like a anomalous remontada is coming to an end. It hasn't been used all preseason as well, and I don't think it's just to. I don't think it's just to the fact that it doesn't fit, but also the fact that he got injured also in the preseason, so he didn't even have the opportunity. So he is in the transfer list as well.
He's up to Galatasaray, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Yeah, they're one of the teams that are trying to get him. Obviously, Davinson Sanchez is another one who is on the list who can go. Hoiberg, everybody knows he's on this. So it's just crazy part because I think we got over 30 over 30 plus first team members right now. So
Oh, damn.
it's kind of like similar to what Chelsea was going through with the amount of players they had, and the manager even came out saying how there's way too many players in the team. So yeah,
Oh yeah.
I'm excited of people leaving in.
Mm, that's fair enough. I think the main topic, though, that I know everyone here in the chat wants to talk about is your boy Harold Kane. You know what I'm saying? What is going on? Obviously, Libya rejected the £100 million bid for Kane from Bayern Munich. What are your thoughts and opinions? And do you think Bayern is going to come back in again to make one last dash before the Champions League, before the transfer, closes?
Yeah, so actually the deal was 100 million euros. So that which equates to £85 million, and the rumor is that obviously their own team was saying that how 25 million Bayern would have to bid as well, just as the fixed fee, not even add-ons, as the
Okay.
fixed fee to make the deal. It's pretty much selling for 100 million fixed fee. Then also obviously you got the add-ons as well that maybe can push a deal to like 120 overall. So we have to wait and see, because apparently Bayern is going to have a meeting early this week with Tuchel to discuss if they want to put another bid in, or if they just want to give up on the Kane thing. And according to reports as well, if Kane is still here, well, in Kane's opinion, if he's still here by the Brentford game, which is obviously this week, he doesn't see himself moving for this season. He's then content staying in, which is
Fair
one thing.
enough.
Which is one thing that I always said. Like he is not forcing to move to Bayern Munich. Like he's happy to go to Bayern Munich, but he's not forcing the move, which indicates to me is that he doesn't really want to go to the Bundesliga, but he looks at it more as a situation of I can maybe go and win trophies in it. But he's not. But
Yeah.
then again, he's not forcing the move, so he's not that desperate either. So it's a weird situation, because me personally, I said this already. I would have took the last bit, me, and then yes, I had a lot of debates about it. I had to mute a lot of people on Twitter because of that. But I said how I'm cool with. Obviously, we bought the Argentinian kid. I think it's Alejo Velas from Russia, um, from one team from Argentina. I can't remember the team again, but it's a good. He's one of the prospects, but he's nothing. He's nothing like Kane, but he's something different that we haven't had in like years. It's just like a striker that can play off somebody's shoulder. But from what I'm seeing and what I'm hearing on from people that actually watched him for the Argentine under 20s, I think it was. Somebody told me that there's still a lot in his game that he can develop as a striker, which gives me confidence as well. Obviously, we've been linked to a lot of other strikers as well. The other day, Taremi came through. That was apparently false. Obviously, Gift Orban today was another name. He plays
Yeah.
at Genk, and
Yeah, I've heard
apparently,
about them. Yeah.
and the club is very serious about that. So I think the club is preparing slowly in the background for the Kane departure, whether it's going to be on the free or if he leaves. But for me, what's the question about it is that the club is already thinking about the options right now, instead of leaving it hoping that he signs a new contract. But for me, it's like one thing I say is that we should already be prepared, even if, let's say, okay, you don't want to sell him and he leaves on the free, at least make sure you know who you want to chase. Maybe even if it means you chase them, buy them now and loan them back so they can come back next season when Kane is gone. Like,
100%.
this is apparently what we want to do with Gift Orban. And to be honest, I'm a big fan of the kid. I saw this guy, like, I think he came to Genk in January and he scored like 14 goals in 14 matches. So that kid is fucking clinical. So yeah, nah, I feel like it's a weird situation, because me personally, I said this already. Like, I would have loved us to sell Kane now, and instead of spending it on a big striker like Kolomani, I would have actually wanted us to go and spend that big on another centre back again. So we can, because me personally, I just think if you want to build a team, it's important. It's important about having the core, and the core starts obviously from the back end. So yeah, so it's gonna be interesting to see if
I
Bayern is
think
another bid in. It's gonna be interesting.
I think Ornstein's tweet actually, when he said there was that, he said that gap of 25 mil in valuation. I don't think that's now. I think that was before the last bid got sent
No,
in. There was,
it's now.
really, because I saw Ornstein's tweet and it sounded like he said it was the 25 million gap in valuation was before the latest bid that was sent in rather than now. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, I know
Um,
what I mean, but even the news bid is still 25 million. Like, from what I've
Yeah.
seen from the
A
Spurs
lot of
one,
the, yeah, a
there's a
lot
lot,
of them.
there's a lot of confusion in terms of what actually Bayern bid, because some Bayern sources
yeah,
are saying that they bid more. Some Bayern sources say they don't even bid more. Then you come on Ornstein saying this. Then you see Spurs. So nobody really knows. But all I know is that Levy's just been playing with Bayern Munich all summer,
yeah,
getting them to come to London. No, I'm saying they're flying out. It's like flying out to get some pussy from, like.
Is he on holiday now?
Wait. What do you mean? Hold up. We're not just
No.
bypassing that. Go on. What do you mean? It's
I
like
said-
so. What?
I
It's
said-
like you
I said-
flying a girl out, or you flying out?
No,
to a
you flying
country?
out to get some.
Ah,
And
got you.
this is what Bayern Munich has been doing. They've been coming over to London, meet up with Levy, trying to get the chit chat, get them to the breakfast, the lunch, and you know what? They didn't even get what they wanted. They went the flight back, and they said, "Oh shit, I didn't get nothing out of it."
Let me ask you though. Obviously, my router decided to reset, so that's why I was off for a second. Would you have? You might have answered this, but I actually want to know, Jets. Would you have accepted that 100 million euro pound bid, or would you want more money? But if you was in charge, would you sell him for that?
Me, I would have said that I would have accepted yes, but for me, the add-ons should have pushed it to 100 million. But the thing is, Levy wants the fixed fee to be 100 and then have add-ons on top of that. So me, it depends on if they would have put the add-ons to push it to 100 million. Because for me, that would have been said, you know what? Let the add-ons be realistic, like winning the Bundesliga, which they will do anyways with old Kane.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Or the DFB Pokal, or maybe even goals. Like make the add-ons realistic, because I don't think they're going to win the Champions League even with Kane. In just my personal opinion. So yeah, like this is the thing, because I get the notion of not wanting to sell Kane and just having him there for another season, because there's some people, there's just this emotional attachment because he came through the club. Some people are just not willing to let go of him. Well, I'm in a different camp of like, okay, if he stays, he stays. And the Levy decide not to sell him. He's playing with dangerous fire. Like if he wears next season blue, it is what it is. Like I can't look at Kane and funny. I'm looking at the ownership funny. But that's
if he leaves and then goes to Chelsea next summer potentially.
Yeah, then I can't look funny at Kane. I'm looking funny at.
I think he goes United next summer if it's a free.
I mean, we don't know what's gonna. I mean, he could end up at Madrid next season. Like who knows? Like
yeah, possibly.
So
that's the thing, though, for me. Like, does not look bad for Tottenham, because, like, at the end of the day, this guy is a sellable asset. He's not going to sign a new contract for you. Most likely, in the next season, he goes on a free. Does that not hurt the club?
Hey, Ryan, bless up, yeah. Love every time, man. Ryan, bless up.
Does that not hurt your club long term, Jazz?
No, it doesn't really, to be honest, because we're making the money anyways back this season. That's why Levy wouldn't do moves that would hurt his pockets in that sense. So if he would have felt like if Kane leaves, would have been a minus to us, then he would have sold him and be like, fine. But all these stories like Joe Lewis telling Levy he has to sell him this window, I knew it was cap, because the guy barely even comes to the guy barely follow ups on the club anyway, and he's getting arrested. So it is what it is. So
this guy, man.
Maybe he needed peace, man. Maybe it makes sense now why we were saying sell him.
Hey,
Because he needed peace.
You tell me the doll's 80 million. Come on.
Hey man, you never know, bro. You didn't need.
So that's what I'm saying. So now, like I said, it's just a weird situation, because for me it's like I'm not gonna count the situation, but like, because I feel like if he would have gone to, for example, to a Chelsea, I know how the fan base is gonna be like. They're gonna be like, oh, leave it this, but leave it that. But then again, I see the same people saying how they want to keep him for the season, even if it means he leaves on the free. So it's kind of like split in the fan base from what I'm sensing. And me personally, I sell him and just buy another centre back, like get another top centre back that can even play both sides, like left side or right side of centre back, just to make sure you get security in the back, and even maybe use the money as well to buy another midfielder as well for me as well. So it's going to be interesting. I don't know if you heard that part, Flores, but I did say that apparently if Kane is still here by Brentford, I don't think Kane is going to be willing. I don't think Kane doesn't want to leave them this window. If he's still,
there's no way you can let Harry Kane go for a free, man. Surely he signs a new deal. Surely Levy's got some form of trick in his sleeve.
My belief is that if Kane doesn't leave this summer, there's going to be a lot of things that he maybe tries to do to keep him. Obviously, at backstage, obviously, me and Ange was talking about this whole. Actually, it was a T1 who was recording about the whole possibly how Kane doesn't want to leave the club on a free. So he wants to leave the club with a fee. So maybe he signs a 1-year extension, but that 1-year extension has a release clause that actually feasible for a lot of clubs.
Yeah.
Let's say for example 70 million pounds, for example. Because I feel like what it is as well with Levy is I think he's maybe banking on maybe hoping that Kane can get us at least Champions League. I think he's banking on that as well.
Well,
So there's a
that's
lot.
fair.
There's a lot of
I
things.
just don't see Levy. Levy's too smart of a man to me from the outside looking in just to lose an asset like Kane on the free. I think he has some form of ace. He's got some plan. There's no way he just, all right, Kane, we're in January and Kane can talk to whoever.
And this is my thing. This is my thing. Like with Man, this what I've seen people trying to compare with Man United and Pogba. I kind of disagree because Pogba he wanted to leave already, but Man United refused to sell. Kane is not forcing the move. He's not asking to leave. He's fine going to Bayern Munich, but he's not forcing to move to Bayern Munich. So if he has to stay, he's happy to stay. So it's this why I don't compare these two situations. So I really don't know what's really going to happen. Maybe surprise. Kane does. Maybe we start playing already Premier League games and he still gets sold. Like nobody knows, to be honest, what's going to end up happening. It's just annoying because again, the manager has come out and said that how he wants the situation to be solved because it just doesn't help him. The team is already big enough in terms of like just squad numbers. So we have to sell players as well. And if you have this whole Kane thing going on, you just know it's just gonna slow down certain things as well, like trying to sell players. And remember, we don't have a DOF still because I don't know, like again, one of the people that was supposed to come in, he can't come in because City is not letting him go. So it's like it's been a chaotic window. But to be honest, I didn't expect, and I said this like in the Spurs group chat where I said, look at the structure of what is Ange currently working with, and how can you expect him to even get a Europa League, in my opinion, at this current situation that we are. The star player is potentially leaving, whatever it's going to be on the free or this summer. Your wide players are not performing to the levels required from last couple of seasons ago. We have over 30 plus squad members in the team, if I'm not mistaken. A lot of new players are coming in, so they have to adjust to just not living in a new country, but trying to build relationships in terms of like with players on the pitch. Kind of understand. So there's a lot of things going on. So I don't expect it. That's why Eddie was saying, after 5 games or so, I'm gonna turn manager out. I said it multiple times already. That for me, I'm looking at the overall picture, which is this team is not even for me. I'm happy we're finishing in the top 10 in my opinion. I don't believe in this team too much, and not because I don't believe the signs that we have made can't help us, but because I feel that there's too much going on. It's the manager's first season as well, and it's a difficult situation. Like again, let's say Richarlison is going to be the striker for the season. Like you're banging on him at least to score 10, which in my opinion, it sounds crazy. That's coming from me who stunned him all season. The way we're playing, he should be scoring 10 goals minimum for me. The issue is the guy doesn't stay on side. I don't know what is wrong with him, but he doesn't want to stay on side.
And Eddie just said he said 5 weeks as well, but go on, carry on.
5 weeks, yeah. But this is the thing. Like, I'll be honest, I wouldn't be even surprised if we finished like somewhere mid-table. I'll be honest, because I don't think I don't.
You look at the team and you don't like the team, like in regards to.
I don't like the team. I don't like just the overall mood at the situation. I feel like the manager says that's why I say the manager needs time, unless it's like a Graham Potter situation where if Graham Potter was hired sooner at Chelsea, he could have probably generally could have gotten them relegated. Unless it's the situation like that, for me, it's hard to gonna be like expecting this guy to do something because I mean I had these discussions many times before, but Son can't play touchline winger because for Ange system, both wingers have to play touchline. Son can't do it.
Right, okay. I didn't know that about Ange. I didn't know that.
Like both they're extremely wide. Like it's like Pep when you see Grealish like and Bernardo hella wide. And even the midfielders like Bissouma, he had a good preseason. To be fair, he also got the number 8 shirt, so thank God he's not wearing number 38 no more. But yeah, that's a good thing, obviously. But Bazoum not only won, he has AFCON in January, so he's going to be gone. But it's just the backup options as well to certain positions. Like for me, I just don't feel comfortable. That's the issue. I don't feel comfortable. The moment I feel like we're getting an injury, I feel like fuck, like it might be over for us. Because then Romero gets injured, Van de Ven can't play on the right side because he's left-footed. So who's going there? It's going to be
so that's why you need to sign another centre back.
Another centre back, exactly. And Ange even said it after the game against Shakhtar. We won 5-1. He still said we still need another centre back. So he knows, and this is the one thing I like about Ange. He's very direct in talking about what actually needs are. He's not trying to sugarcoat it. He's not trying to blush it off or anything. Like he's straight to the point. Like, yeah, I still need another centre back in. So everybody knows that we still in the market for a centre back, which is not a surprise because when currently we have Romero, Van de Ven, and then my God, the centre back options. To be fair, we bought a kid from Blackburn who was actually supposed to be part of the first team. I don't care. I haven't watched him too much, but I already know he's better than all the centre back after Van de Ven and Romero. So he's the first centre back already that's coming off the bench. Like fair enough. Yeah, you say like Sanchez, Taganga, Roden. Yeah. But Roden's still here from like I don't get it.
Right, is Roden still there? I forgot about Roden. And you still got Eric Dyer as well, right? He's still there as well, yeah.
Dyer is there. We talked about it actually about the contract thing. The contract thing with Dyer went completely quiet. Nothing is going on. I don't know if they're just gonna hit us with like out of nowhere, boom, 3-year deal, or if he's just gonna run up his deal. Because I'll be honest, from what I know and what I saw from preseason, he hasn't used Dyer once, I think. Which kind of indicates that it's like Ten Hag pushing out Maguire, like slowly and surely, like we don't see him on the pitch, which is understandable. Yeah. If you're gonna, because I think we're playing United the second game, I think if Ange's gonna lead the way, yeah, I think so, yeah. So if you would see that how if Ange still plays the same way against United, you will see how extremely high we play, and this is my worry. Like, it's the team. It's just so many things about this team that I just don't like. But I like the foundations that Ange is trying to build. But the issue is just like you coming into a hectic season, people thinking this guy needs to do this and that to impress the fans. I'll be honest. If you can finish in the top 12, I'm impressed because this team is shit, man. Like it is what it is from like. It's not gonna be. It's not gonna be. This is not. It's shit, bro. It's shit. Like, people can,
I respect the honesty. That's what it is. That's why I rate. The team's. I rate the manager, but the team's not good. The team is shit,
the team is garbage, bro. Like I tell you, at this moment in time in this team,
keeping it real, man,
bro. The team at this moment in time, yeah, the guys that I'm keeping is obviously goalkeeper Vicario. I'm keeping Romero, Van de Ven, the centre back from Blackburn, Ash Phillips. Funny enough, Emerson. Bro, I don't know what happened, but he did a insane 360. Like he actually looks like a competent fullback right now. Which I think because we're playing an inverted fullback, innit? Which kind of makes it like a free back, innit? And I think it suits him better, but he doesn't have to go forward as much. But yeah, Emerson stays. Edochie stays is our new left back. One to watch, I would say, for this season for new players in the Prem. Bissouma say. I hate to say it, but Lo Celso, because it looks like Ange likes Lo Celso a lot. Yeah, but I'm not falling for this preseason shit. I'm not falling for
tell certain people. And TJ says, Jez, you're an absolute real one, bro. LOL, I'm dying. Hey, that's why Jez is on the show, man. He keeps it 100%. Go
the
on.
Funny thing is, this is probably the most I've spoken Tottenham in like a week. I don't talk about Tottenham outside from like streams or group chats. So yeah, Lo Celso.
Before you go carry on, for people in the chat to LFC for the double, where are you getting this news in regards to the Nkunku injury? And that's to anybody. If anyone's ever, to anyone who's new here, Okay, so you lot in the chat, any transfer news, any injury news, we need you to drop sources, people. We can't just be out here saying anything. So please, not saying you lot are lying. Please drop the source where you've heard that from in regards to the reports.
Yeah.
Go on, Jez, carry on.
Yeah, so I was at Lusail, so fuck, I'm struggling, bro, to kind of tell. But the team is actually so garbage in my opinion. But you know what the positive thing is? We actually, like, I'm celebrating the fact that we actually shooting the ball. Like, I think, which is ironic part. I think throughout the whole preseason, we already shot the. We had more shot on targets than we had. I think 2 months under Conte. And
wait, what? Say you had more shots on target than you did in a 2-month stretch under Conte. Wow.
Something about that, or it was shots, Either one of them started balls. But this whole you know how much of a terrorist Conte was like. And to be honest, for me, the one thing I would say is the football is very enjoyable to watch. I can actually watch the football games without being like depressed. The issue is when I have to see this team defending. It hurts, man. It hurts, man. Like,
no, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah,
no,
like
that's fair.
Just quickly, like Solomon. The free signing that we made, which a lot of Spurs fans were heavy critical because we signed a player on the free when we needed an attacking player. He's been very good this preseason, so he's obviously one to stay. Obviously, Kulusevski stays. I'll be honest. If a good offer comes in for Paul, I would support personally, and it's not on him. It's more the fact that we bought him for Conte, not for this type of football, because he's a wing back. He's not a 4 at the back kind of player, unless you can turn him into like a winger. But he's not a winger either, so it feels like he's in the wrong team for me. So again, we wasted money for no reason because we had to back that ball bastard, but that's for another day.
Yeah, just quickly. I think RSV asked me a question.
Get to that. He said question. Yeah, he said question to Ahmed. What are your concerns against big sides away from home next season? Poch's record in general against the big six is atrocious.
Listen, again, we will see. I think for me, I think obviously Jess can speak more to this than I can when it comes to Poch and how he used to set up against sides when they were away. I think for us, we've got a stable defense. I would say again. It's just about, can we sort out obviously the midfield and the attack really? Is the attack going to start, is the cogs going to start working for attack? And if it does, I'm more than confident we can do something around about there in my opinion.
Yeah.
You know, it's with Poch, because one thing I would say about Poch is that, like, the issue with him back then is he would try to play the same way how he wanted to play against the bigger sides, knowing that he didn't have the quality at times, which kind of cost him. Which cost him at times as well. So, but this is something that I would expect him to have fixed over his time since he left Tottenham. If not, it's a bad habit to have. I can't like if you want to play, but
I also think at least with Chelsea, he's going to be provided at least with the tools to play that style of football, in my opinion, and the very least, if that is the case in it. So you just got to hope and pray, man. At the end of the day, man, this Chelsea strike force is an unknown quantity right now. I'll be real, very much an unknown quantity. It's either gonna be very good, or it's gonna be a lot of growing pains before it becomes very good. If you get my drift.
No, that's fair enough. Before we continue, large up everyone that is still tapped in. Continue to bump up the likes, people. Like check 1212. We're at 56 likes. Let's get up to 70 likes. Hit the subscribe button on the channel. Subscribe to the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Make sure you check out the upcoming live stream schedule, which I've updated for 2 weeks. So not just this week, the week after as well, with the Premier League starting. Both Manchester United watch-alongs are in there. Same on the Twitch as well. A lot of content coming up on the Twitch as well, people. All them non-Manchester United Premier League watch-alongs are over there with Chelsea, Spurs, Arsenal, Manchester City, etc., etc. So make sure you go check it out. And also, new show on the Twitch as well, Talk Your Ish, which is the fan calling show, match reactions, which I will run on Saturdays and Sundays. Not every Saturday and Sunday. It will vary depending on what games have gone on. But yeah, Talk Your Ish. That is the match reaction. That is the new latest addition to the Sarcasm City TV network, people. So make sure you check that out. It'll be 8 p.m. on Saturdays and 7 p.m. on Sundays on the Twitch. And of course, I still run the fan calling shows during the week as well over on the Twitch. So make sure you follow there. Subscribe here though. And make sure you check out at the Bridge 258. That's Ahmed's channel. The link is in the title. Click the link in the title right now. Opens up a new tab. Go subscribe to his channel.
Yep.
Doing great work, consistent work over there. So make sure you and check out all of his socials as well. On to Manchester United because we haven't spoken on it. Obviously, me and Ivorian will on the Man United podcast coming up. In regards to lots going on. You've had the McTominay bid from West Ham, Maguire bid from West Ham, reports of Fred leaving, reports of Donny van der Beek leaving. I believe it's Real Betis for Donny van der Beek, Galatasaray plus more for Fred. Is it Real Sociedad? Okay.
Yeah, because I'm looking at the latest tweet that Fabrizio put out. He said that
get to it.
Manchester United have new round of talks scheduled over 4 deals. Harry Maguire and Scott McTominay with West Ham, Donny van der Beek loan with Real Sociedad, Fred permanent transfer with several clubs keen, and then obviously last but is Amrabat and Todibo remain top targets as
I guess it's real, yeah. That's what he said. So yeah, you got Amrabat, you've got Todibo as well. In regards to, I get to the departures, Maguire for 30 million. I've said it before. I say my stance on it is the same as when we rejected the £20 million bid. If Maguire is still at Manchester United Football Club when the window closes, that is on us. That is phenomenal money for a player who's not good enough. I am not in the camp with certain United fans who are like, let's get money because other teams get big money. 30 million for Maguire is great money. 30 million for McTominay is great money. It seems reports are stated. How true it is, I don't know. We want 35 million for Maguire and 40 to 45 million for McTominay. Move these players on, not good enough. Fred's on his way out. Cool, no issue with that. Donny van der Beek as well. Go raise the funds, go get Amrabat. We also got linked to Lavia in terms of interest. I take that with a pinch of salt, but if Lavia's we should be in for Lavia anyway. We should have got Lavia before we got Mount, but that's a whole different conversation. Lavia for 50 million to me is a steal. It's a quality player. This whole thing about 19 1 year, he's 50 million. So even if it goes wrong, it's 50 million. It's 50 million. And Eddie, you gotta stop running with that. Said Streets are saying Shaw is world class. Shaw is not world class.
Listen, Shaw versus Carlos.
And the thing is with the 50 M's for Lavia, if you do sell McTominay and Maguire and Fred, that is the Lavia and Amrabat money. They're combined 80 million. And if you sell those three, add Henderson in the mix, you've covered that. That's great business. I love the business. Minus Mason Mount, I love the incomings at Manchester United, and I like the outgoings so far and the potential outgoings as well, and the potential incomings. But we still need more. But yeah, go on.
But you know what? I think the reason why I don't see Lavia happening for Man United is because, like the Fabrizio mentioned, because he said the Todibo thing is only gonna start happening or even starting to develop once Maguire leaves. So even for a sense where we say, okay, you got the 30 million for Maguire and McTominay, which puts us to 60. Obviously, Fred is 12, which is like at least 10. So let's say this McTominay money, and the Fred money combined is Amrabat. Then I still think that the Maguire money alone, even if you say like source that with Van der Beek or Henderson money, I think all that money would then go down to Todibo, because I think it's clear that Ten Hag wants a centre back. I don't think he wants.
Without doubt. Let's go there though. Todibo. I don't know anything about him. What's his profile like?
This is like, I feel like he's more.
Because you said in the chat, you're a big fan of him, right?
I'm a very big fan. Like ever since he's been a Barcelona, I think he's closer more to Varane than Martinez, in my opinion. Like I don't think he's definitely a ball playing centre back. But
is he better than Lindelof right now, in your opinion?
I think he's better than Varane personally.
Oh jeez, wow!
I think he's that good where he can come in from Varane right now. That's how good I think. And he has the right age as well. I think he's only like in his young 20s now. So you're talking about somebody who's literally trying to make his. I mean, you've seen the centre backs that are currently in the French team. That's why he hasn't really had the chance to come in. But for me, I'm a big advocate for him for a very good time now. Strong, physical, fast. He can be composed, but he can be aggressive, and he has to be good passer off the ball. Like I wouldn't say he's like Martinez, where in terms of carrying the ball, at times or breaking the lines, but he's competent to a good level.
Yeah.
Like he's one of them. He's just one of these three French centre backs that you see these days every day now. Like he's one of them ones, and I feel like under the right system, under the right coach, I feel like this is even a better move than when United first went in for Diaz, to be honest. This how much I rate. That's how much I rate to Debo. Like for me, it's one of them ones where I'll say like, if Romero wasn't in, or if you tell me we have to sell Romero to get to Debo, I will do it.
First, what nationality is he?
French.
Jeez, another one. Clairefontaine.
That's why I said that.
Another one.
Literally another one, bro. They can't produce a right back for shit, but they can get.
Yeah. They can't produce no right backs in Clairefontaine. They have they have an issue in that area.
We have a right back, bro. You got Malo Gusto as my right back.
But he's one of the very few ones.
Wait, is Gusto French as well?
Yeah, he's French.
Bro, our back line is almost 100% French.
They bought the whole French under 23 team.
Hey, smart. I've said this, man. United need to go set up and right next to Clairefontaine and go be taking players from there. I don't know why. Yeah, go on.
The thing for us, and I think what's helped us obviously is the Strasbourg thing's actually helped us in one way, and the second thing is that the Lawrence Stewart, which is one of our directors, co-directors of football, was the ex-Monaco guy. So like he's basically like got scouted a lot of the talents that have been there, and he's just bringing them over to Chelsea Football Club now.
Ah, right. Okay, that's the smart thing to do. That is 110%. And how tall is he?
I think he's around 6'3". So he's tall. 6'3". He's tall as well. Like he's really the modern day centre back. But like I said, because he plays,
I like the sound. I'm not gonna lie. I'm with it.
But this is the issue. Because he's French, he's not gonna get the shots because you have Upamecano ahead of him. Because Deschamps likes him, even though I think he's better than Upamecano. You have Konate. Obviously, Rana's retired, but then you have Saliba.
Yeah.
And then you have other centre backs like Lokeba. You have Simakam, like you got hella French centre backs ahead of him, and he just hasn't been given the opportunity because of how many centre backs are already there. And it's a shame that he can't play right back. It's a shame because then I feel like he would have maybe got more opportunities. Like I mean, Conte had to be put right back because of how many centre backs are there.
Yeah, that's true.
So, but for me, really good prospect. But the issue is, I think apparently Nice has been very difficult when it comes to trying to sell him. Like apparently Juventus were in for him, but Juventus couldn't get a deal done with Nice, so they stopped pursuing him. So that's why I think the Maguire thing is important. That's why I think they're even rejecting the 30 million bid because they want to get as much money as possible, and then
to put that for Todibo.
And get it into Todibo. Yeah, because I feel
who's his club? Who does he play for?
Nice.
Oh, it's Nice. Okay.
Fair. And they've been very difficult trying to get even just a price tag. I haven't seen an official price tag, but Juventus was trying for a good time to get him in this summer, which is it's a really good centre back from what I just saw, and I feel like
you sold. I don't know, but you sold me on him still. You're saying he's much better than Lindelof. You're saying he's better than Varane. Obviously, I always ask profile. Cool. I'm with that. If he's better than Lindelof, cool. That's all I need him to be at this moment in time.
So you can be sold on. Rose could be sold on anyone, but we sold him out. So you know what I'm saying. So he was sold on.
Yeah. And you have blonde man. What's the difference?
Hey man, he's doing something though. He's actually doing something. I can't lie to you. Still.
Yeah. Here we go. You hear this guy like a prop, yeah? This all go out the window in it when you lot get packed by Liverpool and opening that.
Listen, we're not gonna get clapped by anyone. Don't do that, man. We're not getting clapped.
No, not clapped. That's too far. But I'm saying him in particular when he has an awful game, and you're on the Q&A on the Sunday and be like, I can't believe it. Blah blah blah. He's so bad.
Risky, he ain't playing, man.
To be fair, I see Ghana playing if Caicedo's not in.
Caicedo, inshallah, has to be in, man. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying.
I actually think you do sign Caicedo, but I think it goes right to the end of the window. I think it's the end of this month.
Yeah, this is the thing. I think so too, because you know what? They invested too much in this to not buy him in the end. Because then who do you go like? Yeah, Tyler Adams, I think he's a good player, but he's not starting quality, man. No,
like that's it. But yeah, in regards to United, like to Debo with if just saying, if he's people know, I always talk about a profile, man. Athletic, pace and power, 6'3", technically decent. You know what I'm saying? Good on the ball. Like how old is he?
23.
So he's at the age where he can improve as well. Yeah.
Like,
Cool. And learn from the likes of Varane, learn from the likes of Martinez as well. He's better than Lindelof, according to what Jez is stating. And the price I don't think will be too expensive, I'm guessing, even though I've not seen it. Any of you man heard about any valuation?
This the issue what I was just talking about with Juventus, like they couldn't find an agreement, but Fabrizio never put out a price tag. So I'm guessing it might be a 50 million euros kind of area thing.
It ain't too bad. That'd be like 40 million, something like that.
Yeah, but then again, you gotta understand.
But then
you gotta understand Premier League teams got more money than obviously everybody, and Juventus are scammers, so they got also hit with the FFP and the.
I actually want to ask you this question quickly before we finish out. Højlund, I've been speaking about this for a while, but do you think there's almost too much pressure being put on the kid? I can't lie to you, bro, because I'm seeing on Sky Sports already, like, you know, they're comparing this guy with Haaland already. Like, this brother's not even had that much time to develop. You know, he's injured. He's like, this guy's he's gonna basically be a starting striker, if I'm being honest too. Like, you know, and United are sort of trying to become this team that is trying to compete essentially within the next year or two. Like, the level of pressure that's going to be on him, bro, is crazy, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Like, it's almost like they're trying to, like, prep him to fail, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, of course. Well, not prep him to fail. Is the level of pressure, you're right. The level of pressure is massive. You sign for big money as a striker for Manchester United. There is nobody who falls under that umbrella who is not under major pressure. Doesn't matter who it is. Doesn't matter if it's Højlund. Doesn't matter if it's a Harry Kane. Doesn't matter if it's a Vlahovic. Doesn't matter if it's an 18-year-old we've never heard of. Doesn't matter if it's Kylian Mbappe. Whoever it is. If you are being signed as a striker for Manchester United, you are under immense pressure to deliver because you're at Manchester United Football Club. That's just simply what it is. In regards to being compared to Haaland, Sky Sports know what they're doing. They gotta get talking points. Yeah. How do we get talking points? Yeah, like, and everybody else. I'm just using them as an example because they did it. They have to get talking points. All right, how do we get everyone talking about Højlund? All right, easy. Let's compare him to Haaland. Both Scandinavian. Haaland plays at Manchester City. Easy. You can watch this easy. Content creators do this all the time. I've said this before. It's what Babs and Agal do consistently. And they are amazing at it because people fall for it all the time. All the time. They signed Declan Rice. Who do both of those two brothers compare him to? Oh, better than Rodri. Better than Casemiro. Simple as that. A couple of seasons ago, people forgetting a guy was on the whole, and I'm sure if I go check the archive, so was Babs' or Ben White's better than Varane. Pretty sure of it. This man do the obvious thing. Do the obvious thing. Either of them sign at Arsenal today, sign a left-footed centre-back, whoever it is, whoever you want to name. Say not Colwell, because it's not going to happen before anyone clips me. But say, for instance, Arsenal did sign Colwell, hypothetically speaking, people, or better than Martinez. They know the game. I'm saying that, like, stir up waters to catch fish. It's one of the 48 laws of power. And it's not just those two that do it. I'm not taking shots at either of them. Salute to them. However you want to create content is however you want to create content. But Sky do it, and other outlets do it, and other platforms do it to gain clicks, to gain views, retweets, likes, shares, etc. That's all it is with Højlund. That's why, all right, let's compare him to Haaland. Rather than let's just look at him as a 21-year-old coming into Manchester United. Like, come on, man. It's obvious. So is he under immense pressure? Yes. But do I think he'll do all right? Yeah, I have no issue. I have no doubts. My issue ain't with Højlund, it's the rest of the team. The rest of the attack, I should say. Take Rashford out of it. I'm looking at everyone going, are you man going to do the business? In my personal opinion, no. It's a big season for... Well, I already gave up on the vast majority of our attack, but big season for Anthony. Huge season for Anthony. But Sancho, even though he's in the false nine,
I'll be honest.
Bruno was there. You know what I'm saying? Everyone knows my thoughts on Bruno. Mount. People are like, are you surprised by Mount's performances? No. This is Mason Mount. Like, we've watched him at Chelsea for however many years. And then he comes to Manchester United, performs like Mason Mount, which is just average, decent. And we act surprised. He was never going to put on the Manchester United shirt and have the number 7 and transform. The shirt is not the Captain America Super Soldier serum, people. They don't work like that.
You know what they thought there was, yeah. They thought this number 7 was all for one. You know what I'm saying? Like, the power, you just eat it, like, you put it on, and then like you start getting the power up. You know what I'm saying? Straight away, like, the old man takes off the helmet. The helmet comes on. The power happens.
The spirit of CR Right, I'm saying that.
The spirit of Cantona, isn't there? You know what I'm saying? The spirit of Cantona.
That's it. Like people say, oh, the spirit of Ronaldo and Brian Robson all rolled in Beckham, rolled in Torrent. No, it was never gonna happen. So like that's how I'm looking at it. But obviously, some of those players I mentioned, Ten Hag did sign, so that's on him to get the most out of this attack. But we will see.
I
But
can't
yeah,
lie,
with Haaland,
man.
I have no issues. With Haaland, no issues.
I'm starting to
Go
like. I can't lie to you, man. His talent ID is looking a bit spooky. No, I'll be real. Yeah,
I
for
disagree with that.
for some of them, it's looking a bit spooky. I'll be real. He's moving like Tuchel. He's moving like Tuchel.
Minus Mount, he's the only one. I have no issues with the signings minus Mount.
I don't know,
To be
man.
fair, to be fair, like, I feel like I kind of hear when Man United say that, but then in the same time, I don't hear it because again, most of them banked in it. But then
Most of our signings have hit. Yeah, most of them have
No,
hit.
I mean, I will be honest.
for
I
me,
like
from where I'm coming from, I think when I kind of hear it, sometimes it's the initial links to certain players where like, what the hell is this? But then United don't go end up buying them, and they go and buy somebody else who actually hits. Which is the whole dynamic that I always talk about. Is the manager shouldn't be the one scouting the players. It should be the structure behind the manager scouting these players. Well, the manager just gives you, I just want this, this, and this, and this player. You go and scout around the whole world for this player, and then we choose the player later on. But I don't think this is happening at United. I think Ten Hag is generally just handpicking hella guys. Like he's searching for the Dragon Balls, just get them back all back. Like this is what he's doing.
He's searching for the Dragon Balls.
Yeah, what I'm saying,
Right,
bro. Like I heard
right.
Amrabat he used to work with. This the 7-star. I'm saying like Licha was the first star. I'm saying like.
Nah, you right, 100%. That's why I don't worry about his talent ID because people hear interest. All right, cool. What does that mean? Interest. Jez is interested in Beyonce. He's still in her DMs now. What does that mean?
100.
Cam loves Selena Gomez. I'm saying Ryan's still in Yan City's DMs. What we talking? Yeah, and what the fuck does interest mean? The fuck? People taking interest as gospel. What does that mean? What we talking about? Jez is here about lying. You know what I'm saying? And that Jez is interested in Beyonce. The fuck is interest?
I'm like 90% of Twitter I'm interested in. Like,
yeah,
man.
The fuck is interest? You know what I'm saying? What we talking about? Because like, what is going on? Shout out to Cam. He's still in Selena Gomez's DMs now, and the comment section. What's the interest? Hell, Mal, what we talking about here? People taking it as gospel. But yeah, anyways, love to everyone who has locked in. Big up. Make sure you check us out on all audio platforms as well, people. SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, wherever you listen to podcasts, type in Sarcasm City TV. And this show doing the most. And all the other shows on the channel, apart from watch-alongs, fan calling shows, and you're hilarious, Eddie. Pro clubs are available on all those audio platforms. So if you want to listen while you're driving, while you're cooking, cleaning, might be at work, might be on your way to work. You might just not want to have the YouTube app open. That's fine, people. So SoundCloud, please hit us with a follow if you're listening on there right now. Same with Spotify. Follow us if you have an account, and 5-star us as well. Same with iTunes as well, because I know either you are on Android and Spotify, so hit us a follow and 5-star us. And iTunes, if you have an Apple, if you have an iPhone, I should say. 5-star us on there, man. Go right now and 5-star us on Spotify, 5-star us on iTunes. Please make sure you do that. Please make sure you do that, people. We're at 65 likes. Girls up to 70 likes as well. And I dropped the links for all the audio platforms in there as well. And with the season starting, just have to clarify this. With the new season starting, there is new playlists for all the shows, people. So obviously doing the most during the summer transfer window, there was a summer transfer window playlist. Now with the season starting back, it's doing the most 2023/24 playlist. So we'll be back in regards to all the Premier. This will be back to the regular show in regards to looking at the Premier League game week just gone, having the 5 categories, picking nominees, and then running polls the entire time. And that's the same for all the shows. So Man United, all the crossovers, Manchester United, Liverpool, Manchester United, Arsenal, Manchester United, Chelsea, and Spurs. Watch-alongs as well. Manchester United Premier League watch-alongs, Champions League, FA Cup, League Cup, etc., etc. So check out this playlist for everything. So if this is your favorite show doing the most, let's go to the playlist section on the YouTube, and it's there. And then you can just watch them all back. But yeah, make sure you subscribe to Ame's channel as well.
Don't Diamond, yeah. Obviously, I just released my video roughly around about 10 p.m. Just talk about the QQ news, some other news that have come up for Chelsea. My usual type of video that I do. Been hitting lately, of course. Can't lie to you. I can't believe I'm almost at 400 subscribers already. I can't lie to you, Risk. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of crazy, you know. 2 months of YouTube, we're on 400 subscribers, so man, we're cooking on that one. And
Yo, it's deserved, man. You've put in the graph from the jump. You've
Yeah,
laid it
man.
brick by brick,
Hey, man,
brick by. Yeah, that's a bagging tune. But yes, you've laid it
Yeah,
brick
man.
by brick. So
Yeah,
it's how many you are 400 now?
I'm only off like 16 away, literally quite 16 away.
16 away. Well, there's over 60 of you lot in the building. So if you're not subscribed to Ahmed's channel, make sure you do so. If you're supporting that Sarcasm City TV, the Bridge 258, it's in the neighborhood, people. You know what I'm saying? It's in the neighborhood. So make sure you go subscribe. Come on, fam.
And then obviously on Wednesdays, my usual transfer live stream that I do. But I'm gonna, instead of it being obviously there might be some transfer news that we'll add, but on that one I'm gonna be doing my Chelsea prediction. So I'm gonna be talking about where I think Chelsea's gonna finish in the league and everything. And then obviously we might do an FPL draft. I can't lie to you still. Okay. So I might do my FPL thing on that one. And then on Friday, stay tuned for my Chelsea versus Liverpool preview. Okay. Do on Friday. So there's an all new head and everything I'm gonna be planning to do, hopefully. Touch wood.
Love that. Let's see what else you lot are saying in the chat before we do indeed go. I know there's a few things I did star. Eddie says neighbor to OT. It was written with the sauce. I don't see it happening, but you know, I hope so. To metal face doom. What a name!
Yo,
when you
there's they're paying Mandem on Twitter right now. Apparently, like they're paying them their peas. Damn.
Wait, paying man.
The blue tick Mandem.
In the future, like Dusan some putting some stuff in the.
Yeah,
wait,
bro.
So what if you buy the verified tick, then they're paying you?
Bro, yeah, for impressions. They're paying you your impressions basically. How many impressions you can get? Yeah.
I don't know. Like I haven't really looked at it properly. Like I need to look at the future.
Bro.
Yeah, you man do the research and get back to me and let me know, because that may be something I have to look into. If they're paying people for Twitter, I might have to start running some spaces and some stuff like that.
Not spaces, bro.
No, but I'm saying about running spaces to then gain like further, you know what I'm saying, boost my impressions and stuff.
I get what you mean. I get what you mean.
But make sure you follow me on Twitter anyway. That's me flawless, people. Make sure you follow me on Twitter. Make sure you do so. That's me flawless. When you drop in your next single, flawless, I metal face doom. I'm not sure. I'm not really with the music. It's more so when I get shouted for features. So in terms of me actually dropping singles, highly unlikely. But you may see me on a track if one of my guys hits me up and goes, I need a verse or I need a hook. That is what I'm doing. But in terms of like actually doing music now, I'm looking to push Sarcasm City TV, amongst other things, to the next level. Like that's the plan. Like obviously the season coming up, you see how stacked the schedule is. I literally did literally here. Look at this. It's literally here. This is August. Look, literally. This is August. Can you not see that? This is legit August.
Going to sleep no more.
This is legit August, people. And that's excluding big fights, big nights. That's just the football stuff. That's excluding any NBA. Yeah. That's excluding any F1. That's excluding the boxing show. That's excluding, the fan calling shows is on there. But yeah, that's excluding anything football.
Just quickly on that, actually, before we head out, do you want to talk about the boxing thing quickly? Just because obviously you and I are on here about obviously AJ versus what's his name? Dillian White is off. White. He failed there. Apparently, it's not even just one time fail, it's like multiple time fail essentially.
Is it multiple fails?
Yes, multiple fails apparently. So yeah, man, he is cooked, bro. That's what I'm trying to say to you. So, and this is the third time he's been caught. Remember, he's been previous times. Yeah. So listen, man. At the end of the day, bro, I can't lie to you. I said this like in the last the last boxing show we had, that the UK, particularly in the UK, there's a big problem now when it comes to drug enhancement right now, and the fact they're getting caught. And what makes his story crazier is that they were only on the USADA thing. Yeah, they only applied for both AJ and then 3 weeks before. So he didn't even even if he was to be go off it, weed himself off it, he didn't even do that, bro. And they caught him. That's what I'm saying to you, bro. There's like a really big storage problem going on in the UK, bro. I don't know what's going on, but we need to get act up, man. Honestly. We need to get act up, bro.
And that being said, people, Ahmed mentioned it there. Big fights, big nights only is the boxing show. You catch myself, Ahmed, my two American duns, JK and Jesse, on there as well. And even though AJ White that fight has been cancelled, we will do a preview of whoever Anthony Joshua is fighting. So you get previews on Friday, people, on the Twitch. So that's previews on Fridays, and then you get recaps either the Saturday, so either the night of or the next day. So just keep a lookout for that. Hopefully it's Andy Ruiz. That's who they should go and get. Go get Andy Ruiz and run it back a third time.
It's not gonna be Ruiz though. You know what? And Joshua is a strict boy. He's not gonna go.
I think that's the smart move. You know what I'm saying? That's the smart move, and it's the biggest money spinner. But we'll see. That hearing is Derek Chisora. Big up to Black Diamond, says flawless. We got to talk, bro. With that rising popularity, you would need a PR manager and a bodyguard. We go into Barstool. Trust that. Appreciate it in regards to the rising popularity. Do I need a PR manager? I'm good. I don't think I need a PR manager. And in regards to a bodyguard. It's like, I don't think anyone's running up on me like that. I don't think there's any issues like that. But hopefully, like I say, hey, Barstool, they know where to find me. You know what I'm saying? I've been on Barstool programming before. They know where to, and that's not just the Barstool. That's anyone who's watching. The contact email is on the YouTube. Contact Mr. Take Note at gmail.com. Or if you want to contact me on certain at Sarcasm City TV, contact Sarcasm City TV at gmail.com. And we can talk. And that's not just for anything permanent. It could be temporary, maybe any advertisement, anything like that. People know where to find me. But let's hope so anyway. Whether it's Barstool or something else, we're going to continue working. But yes, we are going to close out this show of Doing the Most. I think Monts is still live on Big Six Band, so we are gonna raid him. So
Liverpool
yeah,
man,
go raid them, man.
Oh, it's Liverpool man them in the deep. You know what I'm saying? That CDM issue.
Go raid them. Yeah, they are. We need a DM. Yeah, so we're gonna go raid them. He's doing a match reaction and a calling. So yes, make sure you go say big up to Monts and the whole Big Six Band gang. We're back today, people. Mandem United podcast, 4:30 p.m. UK time. So myself and Ivorian talking all things Manchester United. Then 8:30 p.m. on the Twitch. Fan calling shows are back. So you get the fan calling show, call in, have your say on whatever you want to. And then midnight, back with the crossover show, Mandem United, Analysis at Anfield podcast, Manchester United, Liverpool show. Love to everyone who has locked in. Surfy, you're right. If we hired a PR person here, they quit within 30 minutes after one of our streams. Facts. But love to everyone that's locked in. And this has been Doing the Most. Yeah, facts. And this has been Doing the Most live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube.